This week creates pressure to speak, decide, and reveal before you're fully grounded. In simple terms, you may feel mentally sharp but emotionally charged at the same time. We're entering Aquarius season, and several planets are activating Pluto this week. That combination always brings truth pressure, power dynamics, and a need to get ahead of something. In simple terms, this means your thoughts may feel clear and urgent, your emotions may feel intense underneath, and you may feel pulled to say the hard thing, name the truth, or make a decisive move. But here's the catch: clarity does not mean readiness. Guys, this week does not confuse people, okay? It reveals them. When Pluto is active, whatever you do from reactivity shows exactly where you're not regulated yet. This means speaking too fast exposes insecurity, acting too quickly exposes fear of losing control, forcing outcomes exposes where you don't trust your own stability yet. And by the end of the week, as the moon builds toward a first quarter, that pressure turns into commitment pressure, the sense that something must be decided. So the real work this week isn't finding the truth, it's holding the truth without rushing to act on it. On Monday, the sun enters Aquarius. Your mind shifts out of endurance mode and into clarity mode. You start wanting truth, clean logic, real answers, instead of just pushing through. Now, the risk here is moving too quickly into detachment. Tell yourself you're being rational when you're actually skipping emotional regulation. So the move this week is to let the insight land without acting on it immediately. Think clearly, don't rush the conclusion. Later, Monday night, Venus meets Pluto. This means that relationships, attraction, money, and values suddenly feel heavier. Something under the surface wants to come up, whether that be desire, jealousy, power, loyalty, or control. And when this isn't handled well, people start testing each other instead of telling the truth. They apply pressure, they go quiet, they provoke reactions. So if something feels intense or consuming, the correction is pretty simple. Don't negotiate while activated. Pause first, then decide how you want to engage. Early Tuesday morning, we get a stabilizing window. Saturn connects with Uranus, and Mars connects with Saturn. In simple terms, change is available without chaos. You can fix something, you can upgrade something, and you can move forward, just as long as you use structure. The mistake this week is ignoring that support and acting impulsively anyway. So build the container before you move. And by Tuesday midday, Mercury enters Aquarius. So your speech gets sharper and more direct. You may think faster, you may speak cleaner, and you have less tolerance for emotional padding or circular conversations. But when this energy isn't regulated, truth comes out. Cutting instead of clean. So remember, say less, but mean it more. Precision wins the week. Now, early Wednesday, the moon moves into Pisces. So this means the emotional field softens, you feel more, absorb more, and pick up on tone and mood more easily. This is where people start confusing emotion with fact or escaping clarity altogether. So don't make decisions while the fog is thick. Observe, rest, and let things settle before responding. Later on Wednesday, the sun meets Mercury. So thoughts and identity merge. What you think starts to feel personal. Opinions harden quickly. Now, the trap here is deciding too fast that a thought equals truth. So hold your thinking lightly. Clarity improves when you don't fuse with the idea. Now listen, on Thursday, Mercury meets Pluto. So conversations go deep fast. Truth wants out, and people see through people. When this isn't handled well, it turns into ultimatums, confessions, or psychological pressure. And if something feels urgent to say, that's your signal to wait. Pluto rewards restraint, not emotional reactions. And by Friday, we hit the peak. Mars enters Aquarius and the sun meets Pluto. This means that actions become principle driven and identity pressure rises. You feel compelled to act, confront, or change something. Now, the danger is forcing outcomes just to feel safe or rebelling just to release pressure. So move from values, not activation. Know why you are moving before you move. Later on Friday, the moon enters Aries. And now, This means, in simple terms, that emotional heat rises, impatience increases, courage increases, and reactivity increases. This is where fast texts and fast reactions cause unnecessary damage. So move the body before using the mouth. Physical release keeps conversations clean. By Sunday, the moon moves into Taurus, and we reach the first quarter moon. Now, in simple terms, the week ends with commitment pressure. Something needs to become real, stable, or decided. The mistake is choosing comfort just to stop discomfort. Come on, Lorlings, you're better than that. So choose what stabilizes you long term, not what quiets pressure in the short term. This week destabilizes decision making. So, in simple terms, you'll feel pressure to decide something before you're actually settled. Now, here's what's happening, okay? With all the Aquarius energy, your mind gets sharp fast. With Pluto active, the pressure underneath feels intense and important. So, the instinct this week is I know what this means, I know what to do, I should act now. That shows up as urgency. You want to send the message, make the call, draw the line, force clarity. Not because it's time, but because sitting with the pressure feels uncomfortable. And here's why that instinct shows up. Aquarius gives you ideas quickly. Pluto makes those ideas feel final, but here's how it works against you, okay? So listen up. When you decide from pressure, you train your nervous system to believe that relief comes from action, not stability. So the decision may feel good in the moment, but it's weaker and harder to stand by. More likely, it will need to be fixed later. So to correct this, you can't avoid decisions. You must settle first and then decide. Guys, you don't reduce pressure by acting. You reduce pressure by slowing yourself down and then acting. So before you decide anything meaningful this week, anything, do one thing. Make sure your body is calm enough. That urgency has faded. And that might mean waiting a day. That might mean taking a walk. That might mean chilling out and taking some deep breaths before responding. Maybe you'll have to write that decision down and not send it yet, but just write it down and see if you can hold the truth without rushing to act. Guys, you prove to yourself when you don't rush to act that you are in charge and not the pressure, that you don't give in to your anxiety. And that's authority. That's clean decision making. And that's how you move this week without undermining yourself. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part, horoscopes. Aries. This week makes you restless and ready to move, especially late week. You may act too fast just to release pressure. Slow your body first, then decide. Taurus. Pressure builds quietly and peaks by the weekend. You may choose comfort over what stabilizes your future. Pick what holds up next month, not what holds up today. Gemini, your mind is sharp and ahead of reality. You may decide mentally before things are formed. Give decisions time to mature. Cancer, emotional undercurrents run strong. Feelings may influence choices more than you realize. Let emotions settle before deciding. Leo, relationship dynamics feel intense. Power struggles surface if you force clarity. Step back and observe. Virgo, you see exactly what's misaligned. You may want to fix everything at once, make one clean correction, and stop. Libra, desire and tension show up together. You may agree too quickly just to keep peace. Delay commitments until settled. Scorpio, this week hits deep and personal. Control instincts surface when exposed, so name your needs privately first. Sagittarius, you want movement and escape. You may decide to avoid discomfort. Stay with the choice until you're grounded. Capricorn, you're reassessing responsibility. You may carry more than is yours. Choose protective boundaries. Aquarius, the spotlight is on your decisions. Choices feel personal and final. Act from principle, not intensity. Pisces, sensitivity is higher midweek. Clarity blurs if you rush. Rest and wait for clarity. Now, my lorlings, this week destabilizes decision makings. Your mind may feel ready before your body is. Clarity arrives fast. Pressure makes people decide just to stop discomfort. So your protocol is simple. Before any meaningful decision, slow your body first. Take a walk, sleep on it, just let the urgency fade. If the decision still feels right after the pressure drops, it's a clean decision. If it doesn't, you just saved yourself from extra work. And remember, this wizard believes in you.